Hey, I'm Tyson with Adventure Rig, and we are talking about cell signal boosters today, specifically the WeBoost Connect RV 65. Now, Callie and I are down here in Mexico. We've been here for about 5 weeks, and we've come down here before to the southern part of Baja, and we knew that our cell phones didn't work that well, especially where we are in this particular area. We only have a couple bars of 3G. It's definitely difficult to load web pages and load email, that kind of stuff. So we thought we would give this Connect RV 65 a try. We weren't sure what to expect, especially being here in Mexico. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. This is why you're here. Does it work? It absolutely works, and it works phenomenally. Callie and I, again, were not expecting much out of this. We were looking at the other version that is for mobile applications where you're moving around all the time, maybe in a truck or truck bed camper or a van, and you permanently mount it to the van. And those didn't have great reviews on how well they worked, so we weren't sure about this, but we thought we would give it a try. So ordered it up on eBay, brought it down here, set it up for the first time down here, and like I said, it works well. So if we have 2 or 3 bars of 3G service, once we turn the WeBoost on, we will have 3 to 4 bars of LTE. And I mean, it's lightning fast. It works like we're back in the States. Also, if we are kind of on the outskirts of camp, so this antenna is sitting inside the van behind me. So if we're kind of maybe 20 or 30 feet from the van and we don't have LTE and we're back to 3G, even that 3G service that we have is noticeably faster than the 3G that we have with all of this off. Let's dive into it a little bit. What does it all entail? So we have the WeBoost here, and this is what I'm going to call the booster, and we also have the antenna here, but then we have another antenna, and I'm going to go ahead and say that the current setup that we have is not optimal. This is really great for someone maybe in a travel trailer, or even if the van wasn't going to move for weeks on end, it wouldn't be that bad, but we still drive the van. So what we did is we took this pole that they give you. It's an extendable or telescoping pole, and it goes out about 25 feet. And we put that in the trees to my left and kind of Jimmy rigged it in there. There's maybe some zip ties and some rope, but it's definitely staying in place. And then we have a cable running from that into our van, and that cable goes into this box. And then there's another cable that goes out of this box, and it goes to this antenna that's mounted inside the van. And this black box also needs power, so we have it plugged directly into our inverter that's in the van. One thing I didn't know that I was really psyched on is that they do give you a second plug for this black box, and you can actually wire it directly into 12-volt batteries, which we have a travel trailer as well, and that's what we're going to do with it. This will be wired directly into the batteries so that we don't need to turn an inverter on to use this. Back to how our setup is not optimal. This unit is ideally supposed to be located far away from the external antenna that we have mounted in our trees here. So ideally, it would be at the very back of the van, maybe 20 or 30 feet away from the outside antenna. But in our not ideal situation, this is sitting at the very front of the van, and the very front of the van is also parked next to this antenna that's outside. So really, there's not a lot of distance between this and the top of the external antenna. Even with that said, it works phenomenally well. So I think if this got any better and we actually moved it further away, it can only get better. Something to note is that with this internal antenna, you do not have to be very close for it to work well. If we're at the back of the van and this is at the front of the van, we still have full bars of LTE. Now we have a shelf up in the top of the van, and if we have this sitting on the shelf in the top and we come out here, there's a difference in the service that we have versus putting this antenna say on the floor with the door open, we get a little bit better service like that. So I am kind of curious because they say that you can mount this inside of a cabinet in your travel trailer, and we haven't done that yet. So I'm kind of curious to know how well it works, but from everything that we've seen here, I don't have any qualms about it working, or I don't think that it's not gonna work, that's for sure. We have Verizon for service, but it is supposed to work with any cell carrier. So we've had friends over that have had T-Mobile as well as AT&T, and it worked just as well on their phones as it does ours. Also, we did use a router from a friend for probably 3 or 4 days, and we didn't know this, but the router connected to the WeBoost for us, and we had phenomenal service on this internet router as well. So now we were downloading movies off of Netflix and watching them. It was crazy. I didn't think about that, but definitely another case for the WeBoost. As I said, we purchased this off of eBay. However, we have included an Amazon link, and we do get a kickback off of that. So if you purchase this using our link to Amazon, it will help us out. We would definitely appreciate that. So again, this is the WeBoost Connect RV 65, and this is a unit for people that want to have more of a permanent mount, and they're not gonna be moving their trailer every day or every other day. Super excited to have this on a lot more of our adventures so that we can have really great cell service, still get internet, be able to check emails, run Zoom calls, all of that stuff easily works off of this system. If you guys have any questions about this, leave them in the comments section below and we will get back to you. Also, if you're wondering where we are or what we're up to, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Adventure Rig. Also, if you liked the video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up as well as subscribe. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tyson with Adventure Rig.